Ah, that's it. Pitch on out.
When a Ruger 22 and a Colt 2011 touch barrel tips, what do you get? WeTech's answer to the highly popular Action Army AAP-01, of course. In my testing, I actually found this to be a lot more reliable too, but more on that later. The Wee Galaxy is sold by Tactical Edge Hobbies here in Australia, and there's a lot of different models you can choose from. Some of them look a bit more like space guns with nice bright colours to them. Others look more like the Ruger 22. I'll put a link down below where you can look through all of the different Wee Galaxy blasters, and depending on the model, they either cost $359 or $399 Australian dollars. Let's begin by taking a look at my version of the blaster, the Premium L. At the end of the muzzle, it has a 14mm counterclockwise thread, same as pretty much any other gel blaster pistol, and on there you can add attachments like a hop-up, tracer unit, or mock suppressor. Inside of that, the Wee Galaxy comes with a pretty short 130mm inner barrel, and that has a tight 7mm inner diameter. On the model I have here, that 130mm barrel ends halfway along the 200mm outer barrel, which in my testing does lead to occasional inaccuracies when a gel collides with the inside threads on the way out. This imparts a hop-up-like effect, but at random. Because of that, installing a longer inner barrel that finishes flush with the muzzle is probably the first thing I'd recommend doing to one of these. But for today's video, I'll be keeping it stock. You could alternatively just get one of the shorter versions. This issue will be less pronounced with the shorter barrels. The reason I picked up the long boy though is simply because of how cool that long fluted barrel looks. Up top, it has an imitation fiber optic front sight and an adjustable rear sight. These aren't bad at all. However, in the box, it also comes with a top Picatinny rail, where you could choose to add a sight if you want to go with more of a space gun look. Oddly, they also included a bottom Picatinny rail, but my particular model with its fluted barrel doesn't have anywhere to attach it. My best guess is that they just throw the same hardware regardless of which one you buy. The top of the Wee Galaxy, unlike the AAP-01, is fully metal. I think this is partially why it works much better than the AAP. Tighter tolerances, for example, prevent the bolt from getting stuck halfway closed. If I hit the button at the back, you'll see the receiver doesn't come off straight away either. Instead, there's a screw holding it in place at the front. This is another potential feature that I think makes the Wee Galaxy more reliable than the AAP, because by doing this, it ensures the internals are always aligned correctly when you reassemble it. One downside of the Wee Galaxy though is if you look underneath the back of the bolt, there's no fire select. And that's because the Wee Galaxy is semi-auto only. That might be a bit of a letdown for some of you, but I did manage to find multiple tutorials online of how to make a WeTech 2011 full auto. But it's a bit of an involved process and it seems to be irreversible, so I won't be doing it to mine for now. It definitely would have been nice if WeTech gave this select fire like their IREX range of high cappers. So if you flick it up, it's semi, and if you flick it down, it's full auto. But alas, both safety levers are fully functioning safeties, rather than having the right one being a selector switch. It also has a working grip safety. If you don't have your hand on the grip, you can't pull the trigger. Now, being built on WeTech's 2011 frame, the Wee Galaxy of course uses the same double stack green gas mags as all their other high cappers. These hold around 15 shots, just load in your gels using a speed loader with the follower pulled down to the bottom. The gel balls I'm using today were kindly provided by iHobby, check them out at the link down below. To fill up the green gas, just hold the magazine upside down and push the nozzle of the green gas can into the fill valve for about 5 seconds. Today I'm using Puff Dyno 14kg, and each fill of gas should last about 3 to 4 refills of gels. So I usually just carry a speed loader in my pocket to top off the mags when I run out. With the magazine loaded up and my overview completed, let's get to some testing. I'll be starting out with a chrono test using green gas. It was a pretty cold day, so to give you an idea of what this is truly capable of, afterwards I'll also chrono it with a Stormbreaker HPA adapter. 240. 286, 273, 280, 181, although I think you actually read it wrong, 258, 222,
266, 259, 267, 254, 252, 245, error, 259, 259 again, and 241, and the slide lock back. So this works a lot better than an AAP-01 out of the box.
With the stock green gas mag, I got a high of 286, low of 181, average of 252, and a standard deviation of 24. Definitely not the most consistent velocities, but it was green gas on a cold winter's morning. Let's try a Stormbreaker HPA adapter and see if that improves anything, since air isn't affected by ambient temperature.
278, 286, 282, 247, 254, 285, 279, 285, 228, 280, 273, 268, 285, 272, 292, 288.
On HPA, I got a high of 292, low of 228, average of 273, and a standard deviation of 17. It seems on air power it was a little more consistent, and it also averaged 21 feet per second higher. It still had a couple of low shots like 228 and 247, which I suspect could be due to gel impacts inside of the outer barrel. Overall, I think a longer inner barrel matching the length of the outer barrel could help solve the inconsistencies. With that in mind, it's now time for an accuracy test. I noticed an effect where gels would occasionally overhop the target, and there's not even a hop up on here, so that confirms my idea that the gels are sometimes clipping the threads on the way out of the barrel. Regardless, shooting a 1 meter diameter target from a distance of 20 meters away, here goes.
Hit, hit, just short, miss to the left, hit, 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 short, just over the top, short left, over the top and hit the tree, hit, just short and left, short and left. That must be all the shots. Yep, we're empty.
From a distance of 20 meters, it shot a spread 1 meter wide and about 2 meters high. Some of the shots went well above the target, like they had backspin on them, which has to be because of an impact with the muzzle threads on the way out. There's not really any other explanation that makes sense for why that happened. I imagine this wouldn't really be an issue at all on the shorter variants, and swapping in a longer inner barrel on mine would also solve that. But after using it as is, straight out of the box, for a couple of rounds of gameplay, what do I think of the WeGalaxy overall? Well, it was leagues above the AAP-01 in reliability. In my review of the AAP, I tried 3 different units, and all of them experienced constant issues. I can honestly say the WeGalaxy fired a gel every single trigger pull throughout the day. The fully metal receiver and bolt, along with the threaded screw to secure it all together, I think all combined it gives the WeGalaxy smoother operation with no bolt getting stuck half closed, and no mashed gels due to misalignment of the internals. For the speed softers, there are some nice bright coloured space gun variants to choose from, and for the casual skirmisher, this fluted barrel Ruger 22 Colt 2011 baby hybrid thing looks absolutely sick. My one ongoing complaint about the WeGalaxy has to be the short 130mm stock inner barrel, and that's more of an issue with this particular 200mm long outer barrel variant than the others. You could of course very easily swap the inner barrel for a longer one, but it would have been nice to have that out of the box. Now, because this is built on a WeTech 2011 frame, this blast is compatible with any high kappa HPA adapters you might already have. I definitely see the Wii Galaxy HPA tapped with an M4 mag being the meta competitive pistol for Speedsoft, or just an incredibly fun blaster to use out on the casual gel ball field. The complete lack of select fire or full auto does make it less spray and pray for casual games than the AAP, but if you want full auto, there are mods you can do to achieve it. I was just running it on gas with a 15 shot capacity mag, and at the kind of ranges you use a pistol at, I never really needed full auto. Up close, it also didn't really matter at all that the inner barrel was so short. Gel balls would hit someone every time within 15 meters regardless. I think for close quarters, one of these with an M4 mag would be borderline overpowered. It would be like having an unlimited ammo cheat enabled. And if on top of that you mod it to be full auto, that's gonna absolutely dominate. Even with just the stock 15 shot gas mag though, this guy here couldn't even get his blaster up to shoot me because we met point blank.
Shit, nice.
There's definitely some advantages to running pistols, especially on close quarters fields. But what do you guys think? Do you ever run a pistol as a primary or only as a secondary? Would you consider picking one of these up over an AAP given the reliability benefits? Let me know in the comments down below, find it at the links down below, consider giving this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and here's 2 other ones you might enjoy. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.